Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at algebra hacks and last-minute tricks regarding CAT 2024. So, we'll be solving some of the questions. I'll try to solve all the questions using at least two approaches. One wherein we can solve them using the proper method. I'll tell you the formulae or the identities that are supposed to be used. The second approach is going to be a smart or a faster approach. Okay. So in case if you have some new way or new style of solving a particular question, do let me know in the chat. So this is what our target is. So some tricks, okay, which all topics in algebra are important, how to increase your accuracy and speed depending upon the question. And if you guys have any queries, we can discuss about last minute CAT preparation. So let's begin. Let's start. So this is our first question. X square plus y square is equal to 0.1 and mod of x minus y is equal to 0.2. Then mod of x plus mod of y is going to be equal to. So basically, the first approach is a proper approach, right? So from here, if you look at x minus y mod, which is given as 0.2. Now, if I square on both the sides, what will happen is I will be getting x square, which can be treated as mod x square or mod of x square. They both are the same thing. So whether you say x square or whether you write mod x square or whether you write x square mod, all three are same. Okay. Actually, if you feel like you can also write minus x mod whole square, or if you feel like you can write minus x whole square mod. So they all will result in the same answer. They all are same thing. Okay. So if I square this, I'll be getting x square plus y square and minus 2 times of xy is equal to 0.2 square, which will give me 0.04. Right. Now from here, we already know what x square plus y square is. So this is going to be 0.1. So if you solve this, we will be getting 2 times xy. This is going to be 0.1 minus 0.04, which is saying 0.10 minus 0.04, which will give us 0.06. Right? Now, we are asked to find out what mod of x plus mod of y is going to be. So mod of x plus mod of y, can we rewrite this as square root of mod of x plus mod of y? Yeah, mod की जरूरत नहीं है. Actually, when we have mods over there, so obviously we are dealing with the positive, non-negative value, right? So square root will also be a non-negative. So our LHS is non-negative, our RHS is non-negative. So this is what we'll be getting. Now x square plus y square we already know is 0.1. And 2 times of xy we already know is 0.06. So this will result in 0.16. And square root of 0.16 is nothing but 0.4. Right? So B becomes our answer. So this was one way of looking at this. The other way is what I'm going to do is I am going to ignore the decimal point. Shall we do it? If we ignore the decimal point, will that work? This smart approach. So basically, I am saying that x square plus y square is equal to, this is 1 upon 10, right? And we have mod of x minus y is equal to 2 upon 10. So if we square and add, we get a 1 upon 10. And if we take the mod of the difference, we get 2 upon 10. So we are asked to find out what mod of x plus mod of y will result in. So what if I make that as 10 and what if I make that as 2? Or if I make that as 1 and if I make that as 1 and 2. This squaring will not help. Okay. So I just thought about doing a bit of hit and trial. And what I'm thinking is basically, if I ignore point, if I consider this to be 10, basically, okay, why am I considering this to be 10 is because x square and y square are perfect squares, and their sum is going to be a number. If it is non-decimal, if it is integral, it's easier for us, right? So can we think about two perfect squares whose sum is going to be 10? Uh, we cannot go beyond 4 square, right? 3 square is the max we can have, that is 9. So we can definitely have 1 square plus 3 square, that will give us 10. If 1 square plus 3 square gives us 10, so basically 0.1 square plus 0.3 square will give us 0.1, right? So I started with an integral value, I went back to decimal value. Now, if this is true, then 0.1 minus 0.3, the difference is mod, is going to be 0.2, which makes sense. So since we are asked mod x plus mod y ka sum, as in 0.1 plus 0.3, this will result in 0.4. Okay. So I'll repeat. I started with converting that decimal value into an integral value because we are looking at two perfect squares on the left hand side, x square plus y square, right? So sum of those two perfect squares should result in 10. It was difficult to think how will it result in 0.1, but it was relatively easier when it comes to 10. And we got our alternate smarter approach, right? Okay, let's look at another question. Let x and y with two positive integers such that x plus y is equal to 1. Then the minimum value of x plus 1 by x whole square plus y plus 1 by y whole square is going to be how much? Again, we'll be using two approaches. One, the standard approach. So basically, what we can see from here is the first bracket, the first term will become x square plus 1 by x whole square plus 2 times x into 1 by x, which is 2. And similarly, y square plus 1 by y square plus 2 times of y into 1 by y, which is again 2. Now, if we take this as x square plus y square together, and if we take that as 1 by x square plus 1 by y square together, and then we have a 4. Now, since we are asked to find the minimum value of this, and we are given squares over here. So let's do one thing. From here, if I square at both the sides, can we say x square plus y square plus 2xy is going to be 1? Or can we say x square plus y square is going to be 1 minus 2xy? Make sense? Okay. Now, if I have 1 by x plus 1 by y, so we are basically saying 1 by x plus 1 by y. What extent can we go? Should we substitute x into y? Because I can think of 3 different ways. Excuse me. So will this substitution help? Chalo. So if we take the denominator, LCM x square y square, so we will have x square plus y square again in the numerator, and then we will have a plus 4. Now x square plus y square again can be written as 1 minus 2xy, and we will have x square y square, and then we will have a 4. Now what we can do is we are going to have 2 upon xy. Okay. So let's take the numerical values together. So we have a 5, and then we will have minus 2xy, and then we will have minus 2xy on x square y square, which will give us minus 2 upon xy. And then we will have 1 upon x square y square. Now, that x square y square component in the denominator, we should try to, eliminate that. What we can do is, we can start from here using AMGM. AM is greater than equal to GM. So we can say that the arithmetic mean of x and y is going to be greater than equal to the geometric mean of x and y. So this is going to give us x into y should be less than equal to x plus y is something we are already aware of, which is 1 by 2. If we remove the square root, we get 1 square over there. So this results in 1 by 4. So from here, we can say that this is 5 minus 2 times of 1 by 4 minus 2 times of 1 by xy is going to be 4. And then we are going to have 1 upon x square y square, which is going to be 1 by 16. So this becomes 16, right? It's going to be lengthy here. So this is going to be 2. 16 plus 5 is 21. 21 minus 8 is 13. 13 minus 0.5 is going to be 12.5. So basically what we have done is we have replaced xy with 1 by 4. So we are going to say that, this inequality is going to change like this. So it's going to be greater than equal to 12.5. So we will get CS the answer, right? Proper solution, step by step. Another way. Please do remember that whenever you are given in questions in algebra where you have got variables involved and a combination of those variables is asked and then minima or maxima is asked basically, then you do not really worry about whether minima or maxima is asked. All you need to do is put the value of every variable closest to each other, as close as possible, depending upon the question and the conditions. Here, x plus y is given as 1. We will try to make them as close as possible. So I'll put x is equal to 0.5 and y is equal to 0.5. That's as close as they can get, because in the question, nowhere it is mentioned that they are supposed to be integers or they should be different, right? So we can make them equal to each other. All we need to do is now put that value of 0.5 in both x and y here. So we will be getting 0.5 plus 1 upon 0.5, which is 2. And similarly for the next one, 0.5 plus 2, we need to square and add. 2.5 square is 6.25 because 25 square is 625. So this is 6.25 plus 6.25. That will give you 12.5. So a smarter approach, faster approach, basically, right? Shashwat, Kanishk, of course. Like I said, I will tell you both the approaches. I'll tell you the proper solution as well as I'll tell you the smarter or the faster approach, because not every time it hits that this is the approach I should begin with. And this is also to give you an idea that in algebra, if in every question you are trying to figure out proper approach, it's not a smart move. आपको जल्दी solve करना है, तो आपको जुगाड़ ढूंढना है, right? And the jugaad or the approaches we are talking about, those are not restricted, as in they do not have any shortcomings. You can do this in all such questions. Okay. Next one. F of x is given as log of 1 plus x upon 1 minus x. Then what is f of x plus f of y is going to be? So basically f of x plus f of y can be written as log of 1 plus x upon 1 minus x. And since we are asked f of y now, so instead of x, we'll be substituting y. And this is what we have. Now, I assume everybody's aware that if you have two logs added, it becomes one log with their values getting multiplied. So we can write this as log of 1 plus x into 1 plus y whole divided by 1 minus x into 1 minus y, right? Okay, excuse me. Now let's open this 1 plus x into 1 plus y. So this is going to be 1 plus xy plus x plus y. And our denominator is going to be 1 plus xy minus x minus y. So what we can do is we can divide throughout by 1 plus xy. So what happens, our numerator will become 1 plus x plus y divided by 1 plus xy, and our denominator will become 1 minus x plus y whole divided by 1 plus xy, which if you pay attention to what was given, this looks like log of x plus y upon 1 plus xy. So B makes sense. Smarter approach would be to take a certain value of x, right? Now the problem over here is, if I take a certain value of x, let's say if I take x is equal to 1, the problem is going to be I'll have the denominator as 0. If I take x as negative, let's say minus 1, then log of 0 is not defined. If I take x as more than 1, then still I'll have negative. If I take x as 0 and y also as 0, basically all the options will satisfy, right? So I'll have to come up with a different value of x here and a different value of y, basically. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just give it a try. I'm going to take x is equal to half, right? So when I take x is equal to half, we are talking about f of half, that is going to be log of 1 plus 1 by 2 upon 1 minus 1 by 2. So this is basically nothing but log 3, right? Okay. Now, what is log 3? We have no idea, right? Log 3 is basically going to be 0 point something, but exactly what 0 point something, we do not know. So in order to make sense out of this, I'm going to take the base as 3 as well for all of this, so that when I put x is equal to 1 by 2, I get f of 1 by 2 as 1. So what I will not do is, I'll put y also is equal to 1 by 2, so that f of y, which is f of 1 by 2, will also result in 1. So मैंने log का base अपने मन से ले लिया, because the base was by default 10. I'm saying it should work every time. It's not dependent on base. Now, once this is done, I'll have to use options now. So if I use the first option, my first option will tell me f of 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, which is going to be f of 1, which is going to be log of 2 upon 0 to the base 3, which is not defined, right? So A can't be our answer. Then I'll have to go after option B. So we are talking about f of 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, and then 1 plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. So this becomes 1 upon 1 plus 1 by 4. So we are dealing with f of basically 4 upon 5. F of 4 upon 5 is going to be log of 1 plus 4 by 5 upon 1 minus 4 by 5. Now I'll put a base 3 here. So this becomes log 9 to the base 3, which is going to be 2, right? And if I look at this, this was 1, this was 1. So this is going to be 2. So B makes sense. If you try to do the same thing with option C and D, of course, you'll have to check. Maybe more than one option will give you the answer, right? So you'll have to check for C and D, and you will realize that nahi aa raha isse answer. So when you get questions related to log, you can actually put in the values instead of variables. You have to be careful how much manipulation you can do. How? Waha? See, it's completely up to you. I'm just presenting you, or I'm bringing forth the approaches that I can think should work. One, basically the proper approach, and another, assuming values using some smart approaches. Method second ka step. Kanishk, I chose the values of x and y as half, because anything one or more than one, or zero or less than zero, will give me certain value of the argument, which will not help me solve the value for log, as in log will not be defined. Now, the first approach was doable only because I was looking at the options and I was trying to somehow try to figure out, can I get f of x plus y or f of x plus y upon x upon 1 plus xy. So वो एक थोड़ा ध्यान देना पड़ रहा था मुझे बार बार. So I can see here that if I divide throughout by 1 plus xy, so this becomes 1 in the both numerator and denominator. The second one becomes something which you can interpret. Now, please understand, first approach, you will find it better than the second approach because less manipulation has to be done. But what we need to do right after this step, it depends on the options. Since I was keeping an eye on the options, I was able to get to the next step and get to the answer better, faster. Otherwise, once I reach here and I have no idea what to do next, I'll have to use options one by one and see which of the 4 options will result in the same thing. वो भी लेंदी हो जाता. ये तो आपके in your approach, at which step you can simplify the solution, it depends on all of that. ठीक है? Next question. Excuse me. If x, y, and z are real numbers such that x plus y plus z is equal to 5 and x, y plus y, z plus z x is equal to 3, what is the largest value that x can have? So basically here, since there are 3 variables and I need the value of a variable which is x, that means I need to eliminate y or z. I'll prefer eliminating z because writing z is not easy. We are not good with that. So the first way, proper solution, from here, can we say z is equal to 5 minus x plus y? No, we can eliminate 2 variables at the same time. From here, can we say y plus z is equal to 5 minus x? Let's use this. From here, basically, I need y and z. Oh, I should not eliminate x, basically. So x gets eliminated. So say it depends on you guys. Are you guys comfortable if instead of, you guys are more comfortable when we have an equation in x? I'm saying instead of x, if you're going to have y or z, is it going to be troublesome for you? Are you guys not able to understand, find it difficult? Anyone? अगर नहीं है तो मैं अब ये करने वाला हूं कि I'm going to write z is equal to 5 minus x plus y only. Okay. And from here, can we write this as xy? And if I take out z common, I'll have x plus y, and this is going to be 3. Now, instead of z, I'll put this 5 minus x plus y, and then we have x plus y, and this is going to be 3. So basically, we will be having xy plus 5x plus 5y minus x square minus y square minus 2xy, and this is equal to 3. Now, if I rearrange, what I can see is this is x square and plus xy plus 5x plus y square minus 5y. Sorry, this is minus 5x. I'm shifting everything on the RHS. So the negatives will become positive, positive will become negative. So I'll have x square. I'll have minus xy will become plus xy, plus 5x will become minus 5x, minus y square will become plus y square, plus 5y will become minus 5y, and then we will have a 3 as well. I hope no one has any problem here. Okay. Now, since I need a relation on x, there is a condition on x. So what I will do is I'll rearrange this in a quadratic in y. Okay. So I will have y square, y ka quadratic, done with this. I'll bring y ka components together. So if I can bring y ka component, these are the two. So this is going to be x minus 5 times y. And then the leftovers for x, which is going to be plus x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. I hope this is understood. Right? Okay. Now we are told that these all are real numbers. So if y is a real number, its discriminant should be greater than equal to 0. Now its discriminant is going to be b square minus 4ac. Right? So this is going to be x square minus 4x square, which will give us 3x square. And then we will have plus 25 minus 12, which is going to give us minus 13. And then we will have minus 10x plus 20x. So we will have minus 10x minus 13, and we will have less than equal to 0. So what I have done is I have shifted everything again to the other side. Now, 3 and 13. So what we can do is we can write this as minus 13x and then plus 3x minus 13 less than equal to 0. And I can take out x common. So I have 3x minus 13. And then I'll take out 1 common and I'll have 3x minus 13 less than equal to 0. I'll have x plus 1 into 3x minus 13 less than equal to 0. So x is going to be from minus 1 to 13 by 3. So basically, the largest possible value of x is going to be 13. Proper solution, step by step, and what should be done at every step. Alternate. So alternate is basically, since we are asked to find out the largest value of x, and the sum of x, y, z is 5, we have to try that if x is larger, y and z should be as less as possible. Such that their sum is 5, this equation should make sense. And also this should make sense. Since we are asked the largest value, what I will do is I'll start with the options. The largest out of all of these is 13 by 3. See, 13 by 3 is basically 4.33. And root 13 is less than 4.33. For that, you should know what square root of 1300 is. Okay. So I hope you guys are aware that 1225 is nothing but 35 square. Right? So 1300, acha nahi, root 13 will become larger, will it? So it's going to be square root of 1300. So मैं square root लेना शुरू कर देता हूँ. So this is definitely going to be more than 35. So basically square root of 13 is going to be 3.5. से तो ज़्यादा होगा. Root 13 is larger than 13 by 3. So the hit and trial approach, I don't think this will work here. But 5 by 3 and 13 by 3, between these two, if I had to check, and if I say x is 13 by 3, so I'll write it here. Erase it and write. So x is 13 by 3. I need the overall sum to be 15 by 3. And y and z, they should be closest to each other and they should be as low as possible. So if I assume that x is 13 by 3, so y and z should be 1 by 3 each, so that 13 plus 1 plus 1 is 15. And y and z, they're interchangeable, so their value should be same, right? I'm going to put this 13 by 3, 1 by 3 in the given equation, the second one. And if it makes sense, if it is 3, तो great. But एक doubt रह जाएगा, root 13 is greater than, okay, what was I thinking? This is definitely more than 3.5, but it's not 4.33, no? 13 by 3 to 4.33 hota. So this is definitely less than 4.33. Sorry. Putting in the values, 13 by 3 plus 1 by 3 and 1 by 3 into 1 by 3 and then 1 by 3 into 13 by 3. So this is basically 13 plus 1 plus 13 whole divided by 9, which is 27 by 9, which is 3. Oh, great. It matches from all the 4 options. None of these nahi hota answer generally. I will be like 13 by 3 is something I can go with, right? Again, the second approach is not a foolproof. You will always have that, a bit of doubt that what if none of these is the answer? But if you do not have that doubt, you can solve it and be like 13 by 3 makes sense. Sneha says, this is actually a cat mein aaya hua question hai. And when it came the first time, a lot of people, they struggled with this because definitely not easy, right? Next one, for which value of k does the following pair of equations yield a unique solution of x such that the solution is positive? Positive solution chahiye hame, right? So since we are asked a unique solution of x, that means we need to get rid of y, right? So the first approach would be, we can substitute, see, this is basically this, right? So instead of y square, I'm going to put x square. So we will have the first one, I'll open the bracket. I'll be getting x square minus 2kx plus k square, and then plus another x square, and that is equal to 1. This can be written as 2 times x square minus 2kx plus k square minus 1 is equal to 0. Now, since we are asked a unique solution of x, right, as in we should get only one value of x, that means we're talking about discriminant being equal to 0. Discriminant being equal to 0, so we are basically taking b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0. So we are basically saying 4k square minus 4 into 2, 8k square plus 8 is going to be 0. We are basically saying 4k square is equal to 8, or we are basically saying k is equal to plus minus root 2, right? Okay. So k square, k is going to plus minus root 2. We do not have an option which says k is equal to plus minus root 2. So we will have to put it back. I don't think it's simple ho sakta hai. Should I put it back? I don't see any other way. So if I put it back, k is equal to root 2 plus wala. So looking at option C. So we get 2x square minus 2 root 2x plus root 2 square is 2 minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So here this can be written as root 2x minus 1 ka whole square is equal to 0. And this will give us x is equal to 1 upon root 2. So we get a unique answer, right? So I think itna kafi hai, because if I get it for root 2, I shouldn't go and check for minus root 2, right? And solution is positive also, no? So we are getting a positive answer. Minus root 2 pe most probably we will be getting a negative answer, right? Now, what would be the alternate approach if I do not want to go via this route? So what I will do is I'll start from the options, right? And when I'm going to use the options, I'm not going to use the first one. I mean, I'm going to use the first one, sorry, but all I'm going to do for the, all I'm going to use the first one for is replacing y with x here. So if I put the first option, I'll be getting x minus 2 ka whole square is equal to, plus x square is equal to 1. So if I open this, I'll be getting 2x square minus 4x. And I'll have plus 4 and I'll have plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, if I calculate its discriminant, this is going to be 16 minus 4 into 2 into 3, which is negative. So definitely I do not get a positive unique solution for x because I'll have imaginary roots. So 2 will not make sense, right? If I use the second option and put it in this, I'm always going to put it in this. So I'll be getting x square plus x square, which is 2x square is equal to 1. And definitely I'll be getting two values of x, right? Positive as well as negative. So 0 will also not make sense. Then I will put the third option. And the moment I put the third option, I believe we will reach directly here and we'll get our answer. And please understand, only one option out of the 4 is going to be true, which will yield a positive value of x. So I should not go ahead and check the option. It will be a wastage of time. Exam, generally, we are very underconfident. We, even if the first option matches, we check all the 4, right? But zarurat hai nahi. Right? Okay, next one. If log x to the base y is equal to a times log y to the base z is equal to b times log z to the base x is equal to ab, then which of the following pairs of values for ab is not possible? Okay. Standard approach. If I look at this, can we say log z to the base x is equal to actually a? And if I look at this, can we say log y to the base z is going to be b? And if I look at this, can we say log xy, x to the base y, sorry, this is nothing but ab, these three. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply all the three LHSs and RHSs, okay? So my LHS will look like log z to the base x into log y to the base z into log x to the base y. And my RHS is going to look like a into b into ab. So I'm going to use a property of log where if you have log v1 to the base v2 and if you multiply it with another log where the values and the base, they have interchanged, their product is always equal to 1. So when logs are multiplied, this is the only property that will help you out. So if I look at this, what I will realize is z gone, y gone, x gone. So basically I will get 1 that is equal to ab whole square. So product of a and b can be 1 or minus 1. And if I square it, it will result in 1. So product of a and b minus 2 into 1 by 2 is minus 1. So this is possible. Question asked is not possible. 1 into 1 is 1. No problem here. 0.4 into 2.5 is going to give us 1 again. So D is our answer. 2 into 2 is 4. 4 ka square 1 nahi hota. Right? The alternate approach could be shall I remove log and work with exponents? ऑप्शन से जाना मुश्किल है. See, basically, we have log x to the base y. This is equal to ab, right? And if I happen to multiply these two, I will be getting ab log y to the base z into log z to the base x. This is equal to ab square, sorry, right? So ab gets cancelled out. So this will become z cancels out, and we will be getting log y to the base x is equal to ab. So what we see is log x to the base y is equal to ab, and log y to the base x is also equal to ab. They are reciprocal of each other, aren't they? Right? Log 2 to the base 3 is equal to 1 by log 3 to the base 2. एक दूसरे का reciprocal ही होता है. So how come AB is a reciprocal of each of itself? Well, AB is going to be reciprocal of itself only when AB is going to be plus or minus 1. There is no other real value apart from plus and minus 1 which are reciprocal of each other. Right? So A into B should be plus or minus 1. We'll go back to option D. Right? Okay. Next one. A function f of x satisfies f of 1 is equal to 3600 and f of 1 plus f of 2 and so on up to f of n is equal to n square f of n. For all positive integers n greater than 1, what is the value of f of 9? Right? Again, two ways. The first is you should know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on up to n is given as n into n plus 1 whole divided by 2. This thing. And another thing is 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. This is a very, very good series. Its general term is given as n into n plus 1 by 2. So basically 1 ho gaya, 1 plus 2, 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3, 6, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, 10. So basically, if I want to find out the fifth number, it is asking me to add 1 to 5. And that value will become my fifth number or the fifth term in that series. Okay, so this is not a generic AB. So I'll be using these two here. So f of 1 plus f of 2 is going to be, since I took n is equal to 2, I'll be getting 2 square f of 2. So this is going to result in I'll take f of 2 to the other side. F of 1 is equal to 4 minus 1, which is 3 times f of 2. Okay. Now, if I put n is equal to 3, I'll be getting f of 1 plus f of 2 plus f of 3 is equal to 3 square f of 3. So if I bring f of 3 to the other side and instead of f of 2, if I put its value, so f of 1 to f of 1 reh jayega. Instead of f of 2, can we write f of 1 whole divided by 3? And here I'll be getting 9 minus 1, which is 8 times of f of 3. So मैं इसको ऐसे लिख लेता हूँ. F of 2 will be f of 1 whole divided by 3. And from here, f of 3 is going to be f of 1 plus f of 1 by 3 is 4 by 3 times of f of 1, right? And 4 and 8 exists there, so 4 will cancel out. F of 3 will become f of 1 upon 6. So basically at n is equal to 1, f of 1 was f of 1 by 1. So I'm writing it in this way so that you can look at the pattern in the denominator. So basically f of 1 means f of 1 by 1. F of 2 means f of 1 by 1 plus 2. f of 3 would mean f of 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. The sooner you figure out the pattern, easier it gets. And you have to be confident when you look at a pattern. एक जनरेट हुआ है अगर और आपको पता चल रहा है तो आपको कॉन्फिडेंट होना है. If you're going to second guess, it's going to cost you time. For example, I'm right now concerned like, is this going to happen that f of 4 is going to be, f of 1 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 as in f of 1 by 10? Because if this is true, तो मैं confident हो जाऊंगा कि हाँ, this is the pattern we are dealing with. So this is what I was talking about. Now, if I want to be confident about the pattern, अभी थोड़ा time लगेगा because I'll have to solve for n is equal to 4 now, right? So f of 1 plus f of 2 plus f of 3 plus f of 4 is going to give me 4 square times f of 4. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to make it a little faster. F of 1 plus f of 2 plus f of 3 is something we already know. And this is going to be 16 minus 1, which is 17 times f of 4. ठीक है, अब मैं वापस से f of 1, f of 2 की जगह f of 1, f of 3 की, I'm not going to do that. I already know what that was equal to, right? 9 times f of 3, isn't it? So now what is f of 3 now? So basically f of 3 was f of 1 upon 6, right? And this is equal to 17, sorry, not 17, this is 15. 15 times f of 4. So what happens is this 6 will go away, this will become 3 and we'll be left with 2. This 3 will go away, we'll be left with 5. So I'll be getting f of 4 is equal to f of 1 by 10. You got the answer. So since we are confident about this, and if you're asked what f of 9 is going to be, this is basically going to be f of 1 plus sum of all the numbers from 1 to 9. So this is nothing but 3600 divided by sum of all the numbers from 9 to 10, 9 to 1 to 9 is 9 into 10 by 2, which is this. So 1 0 goes away, this 9 is 4, so we will be getting 80 as our answer. Okay, proper solution. Well, the shortcut that I can think of is actually find out the value. The first one is 3600. The next one is 3600 by 3. Solve तो करना ही पड़ेगा यहाँ तक. Okay, no. I don't think any shortcut is going to work here. If you have solved such a question before, then maybe you can speed up the process, right? इस वाले में instead of this, I could have straight away written, 4 times f of 2 to make it faster. Pranay, please be comfortable with algebra, please. Algebra is very important, okay? Very, very important. Okay, I hope this is easier. If x is greater than or equal to y and y is greater than 1, then find the value of the expression log x by y to the base x plus log y by x to the base y. Again, options से भी चल सकते, options से जाना थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा. Let's use the log. So I'm going to use the log property where you have got if values as fractions, this can be written as difference of the logs. Base आपके ऊपर है. So here, my first log will become log x to the base x minus log y to the base x. This is my first. The second log will become log y to the base y minus log x to the base y. So log x to the base x is nothing but 1, and this is 1. So we get 2 minus log y to the base x plus log x to the base y. Now, Like in the previous question on log, I have already told you that they are interchangeable, they are reciprocal of each other. Log x to the base y is 1 by log y to the base x, right? So we can write this as 2 minus log x to the base y. So what I have done is I'm bringing it here and I'm writing this as 1 by log x to the base y. It doesn't matter. आप कैसे भी change कर सकते हो. Now, please do remember that any number, whether it is in terms of log, exponents, some random polynomial, doesn't matter. Any number plus its reciprocal is always greater than or equal to 2. Or any number plus its reciprocal is always less than or equal to -2. Okay. Now here we are told that if you're looking at log x to the base y, and since x is greater than y, it has to be non-negative. Sorry, it has to be at least 1. So when x is going to be equal to y, they are going to look like log a to the base a, which is 1. And if x is greater than y, it's going to be definitely greater than 1. Right? So since we are not dealing with negative values, this will not work. So we are saying that ye 2 या 2 से ज़्यादा होगा. So that means from 2, if I subtract a value which is 2 or more than 2, that means our final answer is going to be 0, or 2 minus the number more than 2 will be negative. So my final answer is never going to be positive. So I'll always get a non-positive answer. From the options, 1 is not possible, never pucha gaya. 1 is not possible, all the other 3 are possible. Right? Second is, I'll assume certain value of y. Let's say if I'll take y is equal to 2 and I will take x is equal to 2. When I do that, my log is going to be 2 by 2 plus log 2 by 2 to the base 2. So what I see is log 1, which is 0, log 1, which is 0. So I'm like 0 to bilkul possible hai. Then I'm going to take y is equal to 2 and I'm going to take x is equal to 4 because x can be greater than y. Why did I not choose 3? Because I don't know what log 3 to the base 2 or vice versa is. Ye doable. So I'll be getting log 4 by 2 to the base 4 and plus log 2 by 4 to the base 2. Right? So I'll write it here. I'm not sure if it's visible there. Log 4 to the base 2 is going to be 2. Log 2 to the base 4, which is going to give me a half. And this is 2 to the power minus 1. Sorry, 4 to the power minus 1, which is 2 to the power minus 2. So minus 2. So I'll be getting minus 1 by 2. So I can see that I get negative answer. Right? So negative, जब minus 1 by minus 1.5 तक जा सकते हैं. So obviously I can get two values, you know, between 0 and minus 1.5 also. So there is only one option left. So I can put in the values and check also. But I have to be very quick with log. Very, very fluent and efficient. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Next session, I think it must have already started. IIM Calcutta 2018 paper, as in IIM Calcutta made the paper that year. Slot 2 DILR is being discussed right now on YT. Okay. Please make sure that you watch it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Do you guys have any doubt? Log y to the base x into log x to the base y is equal to log. No. It cancels out, Saket. I think you're talking about this. I'm saying this works like a fraction. Dekho, I can write this as v1 by v2. There is no log here, okay? Into v2 by v1. क्या होता है ये? 1 होता है ना? So I'm saying instead of v1 by v2, if I represent this as log v1 to the base v2 into log v2 to the base v1, I'll get a 1 only. I'll get the same answer. So basically, if I look at this pair, this will give me log y to the base x. Common cheese hat jata hai. The common thing has to be as a value and a base in two different logs when they're in product. Now, if I look at these two, x and y, they both cancel out each other. So I'm left with nothing. And when I'm not left with anything, we write 1 over there. Okay? So this will result in 1. I hope now it's clear. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye. By the way, if you guys have any doubt, because at the beginning I was like, preparation, strategy, if you guys want to ask something, anything. No? Okay. I'll see you again very soon.